Hello and welcome to Downtime Fun. I have been wanting to make more puzzle review videos for a while, but I have been distracted by many new puzzles that I've got and never really get around to making them. Until recently, I am officially stuck with some of the puzzles, and so I have decided to take a break and make a video to review some of the mass-produced puzzles. With no spoilers, of course. In this video, I will review 5 puzzles that I have tried to solve in the past few months, and I'll share what I think about them, their difficulty level, and whether they are worth buying or not. Without further ado, let's see what we have here, shall we? The first puzzle that I'm going to review is Rush Hour made by ThinkFun. It is essentially a sliding blocks puzzle. Apparently it is quite well known amongst the parent community. I guess it's because the puzzle pieces are very colourful and the pieces shaped like cute little cars, so that it is very easy to generate interest with younger children. Also, the form factor is small, so it is easy to store and it's quick to set up. The rule of this game is very simple: to set up the 6x6 board with vehicles as shown in the puzzle cards. The goal is to move the vehicles out of the way to let the red car out of the board through a single hole on the right here. All cars can only move forwards and backwards and no turning is allowed. The vehicles are of different sizes. Basically, cars are 2 units long and the trucks are 3 units long, so the moves are relatively restrictive. For the basic set, it contains 40 challenges, from very simple to really challenging. There are also expansion packs for younger kids, which are easier, and also extreme challenges for the hardcore fans. The puzzle is designed by the legendary Nob Yoshikahara back in the 1970s, and commercialized in 1996 when first sold in the US. I think this one is a very good puzzle to challenge both the children and the adults, introducing logic and STEM concepts while having a lot of fun. I was quite skeptical at first when I first saw it, but once started to play with it, it gave me some good sense of satisfaction every time I solve a level. It also has the solution at the back of each card whenever you decide to give up on a particular puzzle. You can feel the difficulty as you move on to the higher numbered cards, and the sense of progression was good. This is also nominated as one of the best gateway puzzles to sequential movement puzzles in the Mechanical Puzzle Discord. It is rather inexpensive, so I will highly recommend everyone to give this one a try. I think it is around $20, so I think it's worth it. This puzzle took me multiple sessions to complete all 40 levels, all in all around 3 hours in total. Next up is also another puzzle by ThinkFun. Again, this is made out of very colourful and cheerful plastic. It looks like a 3D hashtag and it's so harmless. It is rated for 8 years old and up, but don't let these facts fool you. It has been categorized as one of the most difficult mass-produced puzzles. Well, I guess other than 1 or 2 Hanayama cast puzzles. The Gordian Snort puzzle is actually a burr puzzle. For anyone new to the mechanical puzzle world, burr puzzles are a huge family which the goal is disassembly by moving the individual pieces in only the X, Y and Z axis only, and no rotational moves are allowed. I actually solved this puzzle without knowing this rule, and I did a few rotational moves. I will put a link here so you can check out my solving video if you're interested. Anyway, this puzzle comes with a solution booklet, which is 69 pages long, and each page contains each one step. So it will take 69 moves to take the puzzle apart, and taking it apart is only half of the challenge. We will also need to put it back together again, so a total of 138 moves in total. There are no trick moves during the whole process, so it's all about trial and error and being methodical and logical throughout. I think this is quite a good taster for more difficult burr puzzles which is mass produced, and it is relatively inexpensive at around $13. There are more difficult blur puzzles out there, but many of them belong to the artisan range, which can cost up to hundreds of dollars or more. So for anyone who wants to experience the fast world of blur puzzles, this is not a bad starting point. But be warned, it is very difficult. My first solve took 1 hour, but without the rotational moves, I think it would take much longer. The next puzzle that I'm going to review is the Journal 29 and its sequel, The Revelation. I cannot remember how I found out about this book, maybe it's from Amazon. The first book was an Indiegogo project with a goal of $9,800. In the end, it was a success and reached to $39,700. It claims to be an interactive book game where each puzzle requires the player to enter the answer into their website, and if correct, it will provide a key for each answer. It's not a totally new concept, but this book implements it quite effectively. Each puzzle has its own web page and only one field to enter the answer, and there are a few twists along the way to keep everything interesting. I bought the second book, The Revelation, after enjoying the first journey. The general mechanism of the second book is basically the same as the first book, but the puzzles have enough new elements in them to make them feel fresh and not repetitive. The second book also fleshed out the storyline with more paragraphs between the puzzles, and I think that improves the overall engagement. I will consider these books as some sort of sequential discovery puzzle, which clues obtained from each question is required to solve subsequent questions. The difficulty of the puzzles vary a lot. I'd say some of them are very easy, and then some of them are just extremely difficult. There were a handful of times where some puzzles fell out of context and almost impossible. These only happened for a few times and I think it's bearable. And also there is a very resourceful forum which contains hints and answers for each question, so the reader can always refer to those to progress with the story. I would recommend these books to anyone looking for something different to the traditional paper-based brain teasers. I took my time through the books, and I think I spent around 3 hours for each book in many sittings. For around $15 per book, I think it is worth the price, and it does not take up much storage space. Fully recommended. And on the flip side, you may realize that the video format for this item is slightly different to the others. There are no B-rolls and top-down shots of the actual item in hand. It is because I was too angry about this book after 10 pages of solving, and I have decided to throw this away. I bought this book right after finishing the first Journal 29 book, wanting more book-based puzzle games with relatively high expectations. As seen from Amazon, it has been reviewed by over 3,000 users, giving it a 4.5 star rating, even higher than the Journal 29. So my expectations were up there. The first few puzzles were fine. Some are logical deduction questions, and then it jumped to memory tests comparing photos, and then reading a long story to try to work out the alibi for someone, etc. etc. And then these questions kept coming up again and again, repeating itself. There was no story along the way, so it is just like a collection of brain teasers with artificially added flavors to make them become detective or crime themed. Another problem that I faced was that some of the questions are heavily based on knowledge about the United States geography. So for me, it's almost impossible to answer them without resorting to Google. The physical quality of the book wasn't appealing either, as it uses a pinkish red monotone theme throughout the whole book. All the pictures are boring and black and white. The binding was fine, but there are tiny shreds of paper falling out, so it's some debris from the paper binding of the book or something. Anyway, I think it is clear to say that this book was disappointing to me, and there is no point to rate the difficulty of the puzzles inside. Just stay away from it, as there are many other choices out there. Last but certainly not the least is the BoxOne by Neil Patrick Harris. It was originally only available in the US sold via the Target stores. Recently, this box puzzle can be shipped internationally, and given this is highly regarded within the puzzle community, so I just ordered one even though the shipping costs are quite high. Anyway, you will see that I am not showing the items in the box in detail, as I do not want to spoil any experience for anyone wanting to try it out themselves. It is even difficult to talk about the puzzle without spoiling the whole puzzle. If you want to see me solve the whole thing, let me know in the comments below, and I may consider making a whole video for this. All I will say is that the design of the puzzle is very clever. This is another sequential discovery puzzle, so the player needs to approach the puzzle step by step. It has many mechanics in this puzzle. Some are traditional desktop type style, and some are interactive and needs the internet. The integration is rather seamless, and the overall solving process was really fun. There is also a story behind the whole puzzle, which makes it even more interesting and fun to solve. It took me around 3 hours to solve in multiple sessions, but I think I enjoyed the design and creativity of the puzzle more than actually solving them. Overall, if you like novel ideas and creative puzzle designs, you will not be disappointed by this. However, if you are looking for challenging puzzles, this may not be your cup of tea. So that is my review for these puzzles. Do you have any of them? If you do, what was your experience like with them? Let me know in the comments below. Hopefully this will help you with your next puzzle purchase. And that's about it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel. Hopefully after this break I can make some progress with the puzzles on hand which I have been trying to solve. In the meantime, take care and I will see you in the next video. Bye!